Decided to join me. We're watching the kettle boil, ladies and gents. He's boiling and bubbling. Well, we thought we'd start this coffee talk off with a bit of coffee. Now, the very kind people from the coffee company have given us the Bairstow blend to try. Now, the reason I went Bairstow blend is you wax it, so I thought I'd try and infuse that into me, but it didn't work. He was still brilliant, but I can wholeheartedly recommend this stuff. Really nice. I went with the smooth, chocolatey caramel overtones. Very tasty. If you fancy a bit of their stuff, head over to their website. We'll get on with the talk now. Oh, heck. Boil. Look there. It'll revive me, I'm sure. Right, welcome back, team. It's been the T20 World Cup, and it's been incredible. It's been a bit all over the place, and it's been surprising. And somehow we've had an incredible victory for England, which is always very nice because we're English. 45 matches. I put down some stats and some information, so I thought I'd just have a little look at that. We had a group stage, we had a Super 12 stage. This tournament again threw up a load of surprises. We had Namibia beating Sri Lanka. We had Scotland beating the West Indies. Ireland beating the West Indies. We had Ireland beating England, all by Duckworth-Lewis, but still they were ahead of the game and they won. We had Zimbabwe beat Pakistan. And funny, isn't that interesting? Both England and Pakistan lost. And in the last tournament, New Zealand and Australia both got to the final and both lost on their way through to get to the final. Coincidence? Who knows? Anyway, I guess that shows how tournament sport goes. We had Netherlands beat South Africa as well. You wouldn't have picked that, would you? We had an amazing tournament. We had the group stage. We had Ireland, Sri Lanka, Zimbabwe, Netherlands all came up into the main Super 12 stage. And then we had a little bit of wet weather, which made things very interesting. A few games didn't get played. Games did get played. A bit of Duckworth-Lewis got involved. And it ended up that New Zealand played Pakistan and India played England in the semi-finals, which I guess you probably would say New Zealand are very consistent. Surprise, Australia in their own country didn't make it. And I guess, you know, South Africa played very well, but then they were hot and cold. West Indies really didn't show up, but you know that there's always a possibility that they will. But yeah, New Zealand, Pakistan, good game. Solid game of cricket. New Zealand probably felt they didn't get enough. Outweighed, I think, by the quality of the Pakistani bowling attack. And then, so therefore, they just didn't make it, but they're super competitive. Took them 19 point whatever it was overs to get there. And it's, you know, that took a lot of effort to do it. You always felt Pakistan were going to get there. But T20 cricket, all sorts of fun stuff can happen. India versus England. OMG, what happened there? England got better as the tournament went on, but it took them a while. You had a poor game and a poor game against Ireland. We had a poor game against Sri Lanka. We didn't really do in as much as we could have done. We get away with it against Sri Lanka because we get to play the full 20 overs. We might have got away with it against Ireland, but we didn't. You know, you've got to deserve the right to win games of cricket, and we didn't. Unfortunately, the rain fell, but England, India, England turned up. And OMG, did they turn up. Sam Curran has been getting better throughout the tournament. The bowlers have been bowling to plans. Adil Rashid got better and better as the tournament went on and was just outstanding. 160 was, I mean, we've all looked at it and you thought India have played pretty well. They play a lot of IPL cricket. Is that going to be enough? Are they going to be able to defend that? Well, in Australia, it's a lot flatter. Takes that little bit of spin out of the game, and Axar Patel bowled well, but he's still gone the distance. Ravi Ashwin's bowled well, but still going the distance. The seamers can get smashed, and Hales and Butler played the... is it the innings or the... It's probably the partnership of the tournament where they were just... I mean, I don't know where to bowl to any of them anyway, but even so, you felt sorry for the bowlers by the time they walked off because it was just brutal and annihilation. Nearly couldn't get that one out. I feel like England would have got 220 at the end of that game if they'd kept going. I think India did really well to get to their 160, 170, and I guess that probably sits with where India are at the moment. They need to go faster. They need to change their ways a little bit. Leads you to think about a few other things. South Africa need to play a little bit better, more consistently. New Zealand are super strong. They always compete. They always do a really good job. They're fantastic when they play. Really like them. Sri Lanka, again, did a really good job. Surprised a lot of people. They're very adaptable cricketers. Really are. And they played really well. And they gave a lot of people a lot of frights. I think one interesting thing, looking back on it, you look at the group stage teams coming up to the Super 12 teams. You felt like there was going to be a bit of an upset if one of the World Group Stage teams got through, purely because they played some good, hard cricket. They did, and they upset a few people, and they made that tournament really interesting, plus the rain, that Super 12 element of the tournament really interesting. Then, of course, we came to the final, and it was a good final. I mean, finals don't always and aren't always the best match of the tournament. I think that might be the India-Pakistan game in Melbourne, where Virat's come back. Oh my word, that was an incredible game of cricket, and how did they win that? And everybody going nuts, 100,000 seater stadium, just what the World Cup is all about. And of course what Melbourne was, they wanted that game in Melbourne, surely you've got to have it there, biggest stadium. Anyway, I've glossed over the final. Great game, great result. Definitely the two best bowling sides, I think, in my opinion, throughout the tournament. They both bowled incredibly well. Pakistan just lost their way a little bit with the bat, but recovered a smidge, but that total was probably not going to be enough. England get a little bit lucky towards the end with Shaheen Sharafridi getting injured. Hopefully he's all right, gets back to full fitness soon. Ben Stokes. Finals are about character, and everybody will say, can people stand up under the immense or the most immense pressure? And that's exactly what he did. He stood up with the bat. Awesome cricketer, awesome effort. You're always going to talk about people that do and go beyond the call of duty and make your team even better by having those standout characters. We've seen them around world cricket, we've seen them around world sport, and right at this very minute, Ben Stokes and the England white ball side are doing a great job. Interestingly enough, of course, England are now dual champions. So they're T20 World Cup winners. 2019, they were the 50 over World Cup winners as well. So they're doing something right. Things are going really well for us, and that's really exciting. Long may that continue. I know they're just about to jump into an ODI series in Australia, and you feel a bit sorry for both sides, because you know they've just worked themselves up to a key point and a crescendo with their chance to play in a T20 World Cup, and then they've got to play a different format. So that's a great shame for them. I think there's some really interesting performances that came out of the World Cup. Virat is back. Sam Curran has emerged, but we mustn't forget this is a World Cup tournament. Second on the most runs scored was Max O'Dowd from the Netherlands. We cannot forget Suryakumar Yadav and his amazing shots and his incredible acceleration in the middle of a lot of India's innings throughout that tournament, and was definitely, he and Virat were definitely one of the reasons, key partnerships, that they did so well. Jos Buttler sneaks in there, and Kusal Mendes from Sri Lanka gets in there as well. So, you know, it does show you that a lot of, and you'll be very interested to know this, Hasaranga from Sri Lanka took the most wickets. Baz de Leader, Sam Curran at 13 wickets. You know, and then 12 and 11. We had loads of bowlers on 11, all from, you know, lots from Pakistan, a couple from one from the Netherlands, Zimbabwe, South Africa. So we had lots and lots of cricketers from lots of different nations performing really well. That was exciting to see. That was really interesting to see. Bit more of a bowlers World Cup. They got into the game a little bit more, and I think from a spectator point of view, I don't always want to see batters whacking it. I like to see a good contest, and I think this World Cup gave us a lot of good contests. Can't believe we're going to talk about weather in Australia, but we probably will, had an effect. But overall, it's been a really interesting World Cup, and again, I feel like it's not gone to form. I know England and Pakistan are decent sides, but you could have picked India, you could have picked New Zealand. You know, you could have picked a couple of other sides in there that on form have played some really good T20 cricket. But this one just, T20 cricket does seem to throw up some different winners. Wow. Well, that's my little review of it all. I thought it was a great tournament. I thought it was good fun. Being English, yeah, I know, really happy that we won, really pleased about it, but we thoroughly enjoyed that. It was good fun. You let us know what you think in the comments below. Do, of course, subscribe to our channel to listen to more coffee talks and, of course, all the other stuff that we put out there. Bat reviews, bit of coaching stuff. Oh, there's loads going on. Don't forget, could be Black Friday soon. Probably is, you know. And, of course, if you really enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Enjoy your coffee.